Let me ask you something. Have you ever spent hours obsessing your logo, trying different fonts, colors, little icons? And for a moment, when you finally perfect it, you feel like, yes, and now I have a brand. But then you hit publish and nothing really changes. You have a beautiful Instagram with that logo or a website with a logo. Sales don't suddenly flood in. People still don't quite get what you do. Your DMs are full of love yourself, but not many how can I buy messages. If that feels a little bit close to home, you're not alone. I'm Bhavna Rishi, founder of Build the Dream brand, and over 20 years I've been helping founders, artists, fashion startups design, launch, and scale brands. From museums like V&A department stores to first time founders who started with nothing but an idea, artwork, and a sketch. You see, I've already stepped on all the mines you are about to step on, and I am here so you don't have to. This is the podcast for anyone who wants to build a fashion brand without wasting years and thousands of pounds on mistakes that could have been avoided. Whether you are at the very beginning stage, sitting with an idea on a paper, or you're already trading and trying to figure out what comes next, this is your space. I've already stepped on all the landmines in building the brand landscape you are about to step on. I'm here so you don't have to. In this episode of the good, bad, and the ugly of building the brand, I want to walk you through how to build a brand that connects with your audience and drives sales from day one. Not just one that looks pretty on Instagram, goes beyond, because your logo is not your brand. Your brand is how you make your customer feel and what he or she believes about himself or herself when they choose you. So let's start discussing logo versus true brand identity. Let's start with the big misconception. Your logo is not your brand, it's a part of your brand identity, but it's not your whole story. A logo is a symbol. Your brand identity is the entire experience someone has with you when using your product. The feeling they get when they land on your website, the tone of your voice in your captions and emails, the way your product arrives at your door, the story they tell their friend when they say, "You have to see this brand I found." Think of brands, it's really just the logo you remember, it's the way they make you feel seen, confident, or included. So if you have been stuck in Canva, tweaking colors and icons, I want you to pause and ask, what do I actually want my brand to mean in someone's life? Because when that's clear, the visuals become a reflection of something deeper, not just decoration. Define your values, voice, and personality. Let's go under the surface. Before you think about fonts and color palettes, figure out, what do you stand for? What do you stand against? How do you want to sound? Who are you as a brand? Start with values. Maybe that's sustainability and slow fashion. Maybe it's bold self expression. Maybe it's comfort and ease for busy people. Maybe it's cultural storytelling and heritage. Pick 3 to 5 values that really matter to you. Then think about your voice and personality. Are you more like the wise big sister or brother, the playful friend hyping you up, or the calm and the grounded guide, or your rebellious disruptor? Imagine your brand as a person walking into a room. How do they speak? What kind of jokes do they make? Are they loud or bubbly or soft or emotional? Write a few example sentences in that voice. This becomes your anchor for everything from your product descriptions to your email newsletters. To really know your customer inside out. You've probably heard this, tell me your ideal customer. But most founders stop at this particular clothing is liked by women between 25 and 40 who likes nice clothes or coffees or shops in ABC stores. That's not enough. You need to know what keeps her awake at night, what she or he is insecure about, what challenges do they face, what they are dreaming secretly about, what are they tired of seeing in the market or in that product. Ask yourself, where does your customer shop? What frustrates them? What do they wish existed but can't quite find? Are they a busy mother, a creative professional, a woman who cares about the planet and her skin? When you know that customer, your brand identity becomes a conversation with that customer. Your colors, your photography, your copy, all of it should make your customer think, oh, this is for me. I need this in my life. The framework that I use with my clients, it's a simple brand strategy framework, and I've included that in my free resources, and you'll find them in the show notes as well. It's a simple brand strategy framework that you can think of it in 4 layers: why, who, what, or how. Why is your purpose? Why does your brand exist? What change are you trying to create for your customer or in the world? Who is your customer? Who are you speaking to? What does they care about? What their struggles are? What their desires are? What are you offering? What are you actually selling? How does it solve their problems and enhance their life? How is your identity and experience shaping their world? How do you show up across every touch point to help them with their problems? How are your customers' experiences before, during, and after the purchase? When these 4 layers are aligned, your brand feels coherent. It feels put together. It feels something made just for your customer. A lot of brands try to jump straight to layer 4, which is the visuals, without having done the work on their why, their who, and their what. And that's why their brand feels hollow, forgettable. When you build from inside out, your visuals have something real to express. Next, let's talk about color, typography, and imagery that actually sell. How does your actual brand looks? This has a huge influence on buying decisions. So it is a big part of your brand building, and often in ways your customer can't even articulate. Ask, does my color palette match the emotion of my brand? Soft, muted tones might feel calm and grounded. Bold brights might feel energetic and expressive. How does your brand align to the emotion that you want to show through the colors of your brand? Does your typography support your personality, like clean, modern fonts versus expressive, handwritten styles? Does my imagery look like the life my customer wants? Are you showing them in relatable moments? You can wear this piece of clothing when you're doing a school run or getting a coffee or going out on a holiday or with your friends on a brunch. Can they see themselves in the photos wearing your products? If your brand is about ease and comfort, but your visuals are cold and harsh, there is a mismatch. If your brand is about bold self expression, but your photos are stiff and safe, your identity isn't doing its job. Always come back to, what do you want them to feel when they see your brand? Does your visual help them feel that way? Okay. Next, the most important part of all of these parts of brand building is consistency across all touch points. A powerful brand isn't created by one photo shoot, it's created by consistencies from packaging to your Instagram grid to your shipping emails to your unboxing experiences. Your customer should feel like they are interacting with the same person, same energy, the same story across different touch points. So ask yourself, does your website feel like your Instagram? Does your packaging feel like your brand values in the physical form? Does your email sound like the same voice and have the same voice as they show up on socials? If your brand feels different everywhere, it confuses people. When it feels consistent, it builds trust. And trust is what turns, I buy from this brand and I tell my friends about this brand. And the most common mistakes most founders make without even realizing, it's very subtle most of the time. If you're joining a trend or copying another brand that you admire without developing your identity, or you're changing your visuals or your typography every few weeks, or you're using a generic language or overloading your designs with too many ideas, it confuses the actual end customer. You don't have to reinvent the wheel to stand out. Have to have clarity, consistency, and honesty, and be clear on who you are and who you are there for. Be consistent in how you show up and be honest in how you tell your story and what you promise. Some of the most successful brands don't have the fanciest logos, but alignment and intention, what draws people in. If you do all of that, power of identity will sell your brand efficiently. Ask yourself, does my brand look nice but still feel a little empty? Do I struggle to explain who I am in one or two clear sentences? Does my visual identity matches the emotion and values I care about? Or is it just what I thought I should do? If you're realizing your brand identity needs more depth, more clarity, and more alignment, please know you're not behind, ruined anything. This is the kind of work we do inside Build the Dream Brand. We take what's in your head, your story, your values, your vision, and we translate that into a brand identity that speaks clearly to your ideal customer, feels like you, and support you in selling, not just looking good online. If you like help with that, you will find a link in the show notes where there's a lot of free resources to download a free brand identity clarity worksheet to start mapping out your own values, voice, and customer. If you want a personalized support, book a call and we'll explore what your brand needs to stand out and sell in a way that feels honest and sustainable. You don't have to guess your way through this. You can build a brand that looks beautiful and converts. Thank you for joining me for this episode of The Good, Bad, and the Ugly of Building the Brand. In the next episode, we'll be diving into another great topic for building your dream brand. Until then, remember, keep building, keep going.